Good morning, everyone. We are live from Beaver Creek this morning because Beaver Creek is going to be winding down their season on Sundays. So we'll let you know about some of the haps that are still going on here and all the activities and events that'll be happening on and off the slopes at Vail and Beaver Creek and throughout Eagle County. Another busy weekend is upon us. So let's get started. And we've got some big news about the back bowls today. So you're going to want to stick with us. Vail Valley Live starts now.
Good morning. My name is Meredith Kirkman, and welcome to Vail Valley Live. We're so glad you're joining us this morning, and we're honored to start the day with you with all the news on Vail, Beaver Creek. It's just a special time of year. I call it bittersweet. Everyone's really excited about the warmer temperatures and maybe getting into those spring and summer activities. And it's bitter because the mountain is closing, the season's coming to an end. But there's still time to get in plenty of skiing and snowshoeing, some winter activities just to relish because there's still a lot of snow. I was just up skiing this weekend and very few patches on the mountain. So it's going to be a nice spring season of skiing, but it is full. Those conditions are there. I mean, the snow is sticky, the temperatures are warm. So we have the tips and tricks on how to navigate that spring skiing for you. But let's look at that weather and see what we can expect for today and later on through the weekend. This is brought to you by the outlets at Silverthorne. Elevated savings. You can do some shopping just by climbing up and over Vail Pass about 20-30 minutes from here. So taking a look at those temperatures, currently it's about 38 degrees on the valley floor. It's around 32 at the top of Beaver Creek and Vail. Today, we're going to see a high of 56, low of 34, 32. So those temperatures are warm, but there's going to be a decent amount of cloud coverage that is going to come this afternoon. So it'll winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, and we have a chance of maybe 1 inch overnight. We have a spring storm system heading our way. So tomorrow we'll see cloudy conditions with rain and snow, depending on where you are. Rain on the valley floor, snow up higher on the peaks of the mountains, high of 40, low of 28. So those warmer temperatures do create that snow into rain. So we'll see how much that moisture turns into snow. It'll be about 2 to 4 inches daytime, maybe 2 to 4 inches overnight as well. And that chance of rain or snow is 80%. So we're definitely going to see moisture tomorrow. Hopefully it won't affect the roads too much. I am actually headed over to Denver, so hopefully we'll get there smooth sailing. But Saturday, it'll be snow showers early. We have colder temperatures on Saturday, 38 degrees, low of 18. So that's a lot more percent of chance to see snow. We'll see peaks of sunshine later. The snow percent is about 50% on Saturday, and then as we get to Sunday, the sunny skies are back. Those warmer temperatures, about 51 on Sunday. So that storm system will bring possibly 8 inches, 4 on Friday, 4 on Saturday. Those numbers are definitely fluctuating per day, so we'll have to just wait and see for this storm. But I think we can all appreciate a little bit more snow to reach that great total for the season. We're currently at 337 inches for the total season. So the big question is if we can make it to 350, which is about our average of snowfall. So that is a look at your weather. But even better than that, let's bring things outside and see how it looks. Trisha's shot was so beautiful to start the day off. And man, I can't believe Beaver Creek's closing this weekend.
I know. It seemed like it's gone so fast. We just had opening day, but yeah, here we are. Another closing weekend at the Beeve. And this is very typical for the Beeve to close at least 1 week before Vail does. It's historically what always happens right around mid-April. And right now, we've got a little bit of a high clouds up here, really mild temperatures. I'm just wearing a light shell this morning. So I think, you could still wear the lighter clothing, the lighter layers. I think a shell and then maybe just a windbreaker. One of those something that's going to help protect you from the breezy conditions we're going to see later on today. That's probably going to be your best bet. And then as we get to the weekend, 38 degrees or so. It's going to be cooler up on the mountain. I would bring back some of the winter clothing, if you will. But we're just getting things ready to go here with kids ski school, and it's pretty much business as usual for closing weekend. But I want to remind you about terrain closures at Beaver Creek. We did close down Arrowhead and Bachelor Gulch, as well as the Strawberry Park Lift, Larkspur Bowl, and Chair 10 Grouse Mountain. So Chair 9, which is the Birds of Prey Express, pretty much from Chair 9 eastward, that is what is still open. So Rose Bowl, Red Buffalo Express, Cinch Express, and then of course Haymeadow and Centennial Express. They are still open. And then where you want to go to eat? Well, we have Spruce Saddle for you. We have Talon's Restaurant, which will be at the base of Chair 9, so at the base of Red Tail Run. And then we have the ice cream parlor and the ranch that are right above the Haymeadow Express. So if you haven't been to the ice cream parlor yet, this is your time to, you know what? Hey, why not just have a milkshake for lunch? You're on vacation.
Oh, yeah. I had that same mentality last weekend with the candy cabin because I hadn't actually gone in and bought candy myself. So my friend and I were up there and it was the last day. So we were like, why not? Let's just go get some candy. And so we went to the candy cabin and we took a little ski break and ate it on the picnic tables outside. And all the chocolate was gone. So we were bummed. But we had plenty of gummy
Oh,
bears to go around.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I love those pixie sticks, and I love the old school candies. So yeah, Candy Cabin, Strawberry Park, that is closed,
Hmm.
but it'll be open back next year. It is a very successful and highly, it's a visited place. So that'll be going on for sure. But you know what, Meredith? It just feels pretty good out here. And wow, I saw some people bike riding yesterday afternoon. I bet you there's probably some fly fishing going on. So it's one of those days when you can kind of, do your skiing and riding in the morning and then do a summer activity in the afternoon. I know we've got more cloud cover coming through, and it probably won't be nearly as warm as it was on Monday and Tuesday and even Wednesday. You know what? The golfing has begun. Gypsum Creek is now open. So if you've always wanted to do the ski and tee, you can do that. You could ski in the morning and golf in the afternoon. So it's kind of fun to say that you've done two different activities, kind of a winter and more of a typically summer activity, all in one day.
Definitely. It is a different vibe being that it's spring. I mean, even your clothing is different. It was winter 3 weeks ago, and now it feels like a completely different season. I was wearing, just one small little hoodie on the mountain yesterday. I got up on Vail and those conditions, the spring conditions are here. Everyone is moving a lot slower. I know I was. It's not the time for speed because often your body can be getting that speed, and our softer, slushy snow is going to slow your skis down. And that's where you can, flip forward inversion. So I was really taking it a lot slower yesterday. And we were out there by 2 p.m., 2:30, the snow was really, really wet. So I needed a wax so bad. Thank goodness my boyfriend does it. So I dropped my skis at his house and he did it in the living room because the whole time I was skiing, I was like, oh man, I need a wax so bad. I was just
Yeah.
moving so slow. It's very, very different. But you can see this is some of the snow conditions right here. We have a little bit of dirt popping out, as you can see, on different parts of the mountain, and wherever the slope side that you're facing has a big impact, whether it has a lot of sun exposure or maybe north or east facing is going to be a little bit better conditions. So it's variable, I would say.
Yeah. You know what? I think, right here for at the Beeb, I think a Rose Bowl, Rose Bowl runs early and then Red Tail runs. When Rose Bowl gets a little slushed out, Red Tail is western facing. So that could be a good afternoon for you. And I think kind of the magic hours now, during the spring, kind of between 10 and 2. Because like you mentioned, by about 2:30, getting a little mashed potato, a little slushy, especially if you have little kids, those little ones, they are plowing through the corn snow, and that can wear them down. And I think this is a perfect time to download. There's no shame in downloading, and you can download either on Centennial here or Gondola 19 out of Lionside, the Eagle Bond Express, Gondola 1 out of Midvale, and even Chair 6, the Rivermont Express over out of Golden Peak. That's a good one for you because really from Midvale up, it's pretty good, the higher elevations. And here at Beaver Creek, if you're going up towards, Red Tail Run and even up towards Red Buffalo, the snow is going to be a little bit more cooler, if you will, a little colder, if you will. But then when you get to the bottom, so I think downloading is a good choice for spring skiing.
Definitely. And we do have to talk about the back bowl. So yesterday I was in Vail and I was noticing there was a lot of chairs closed and maybe not even in the norm because chair 5 was closed and that should be open a little bit longer. We are still expecting the back bowls, some of them, to be open. I know chair 17 is closed. But it was for a special circumstance that happened yesterday. And we had
Yeah.
a big slide. We have a story in the Vail Daily about this, but this is crazy. I mean, even inbound slides can happen.
Yes, and you know what, Meredith? I've never heard of this happening, but we've had such a strange year of our temperatures just getting so warm so quick. So this is known as a wet slide, according to the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. And so this slide was a big slide on Milt's Face. That's a run that's in Sun Up Bowl. So basically, just out of concerns, they closed China Bowl, Teacup Bowl, Sun Up, and Sundown Bowls for yesterday and again today. And then the spokesperson, Rachel Levisky, is quoted as saying, our operations team are continually assessing conditions across the mountain and terrain may open and close at any time based on these conditions. So, and you know what? It wasn't just Vail. This is part of Summit County, over Pitkin County, and the Aspen Snowmass area. So it's kind of a phenomenon that is just something that happens with our recent warmer temperatures and that snow getting a little heavy. So that's what's going on with that. So, but quite an interesting phenomenon and quite the talk of the town last night.
Absolutely. I heard that the snow cat last night when he saw it was pretty scared because it was close to taking out that snowcat. So that was what I heard through the rumor mill. So a little bit scary, but still the vibes are high on the mountain. Lots of people are taking advantage of the decks, the warmer weather. I'm seeing tons of fun outfits and vintage gear. So that's always the fun part about spring skiing and doing the picnics. This is really the best time because you can be outside, enjoy it. It's not too cold, and people are getting very creative with these picnics. We're starting to see the ski cootery boards, which is your
Yes.
charcuterie board on the skis. And our friends over at the Vail Daily, they did this. And so we have a little on the hill segment. So let's get inspired with the ski cootery board.
Maggie Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the Outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the Outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery is kind of a one-stop shop. We have everything in-house.
We have cast techs, MRI machines, x-ray of course right at the clinic, physical therapy right at our clinic.
I'm going to get to the bottom of what your diagnosis is with all the resources we have, and that's what we do.
At My Future Pathways, our mission is to be the helping hand that enriches and elevates the lives of youth and families of our valley so they can reach their full potential. Through our holistic approach, our tutoring service and programming strengthen our community, develop self-worth, create opportunities, and promote values. We are My Future Pathways.
April 13th, let's see what made headlines in your Vail Daily today. It's just such a great resource to stay on top of the know with all things Vail. So we have just a beautiful cover page. The sun pokes through on the Colorado River near Burns. The river has actually been in national news for river flows. The big headline, still talking about water, living with less water. Bennett Hick weigh in on potential revisions to the Colorado River system operations, insisting a wet year is no excuse to ignore the drier future. So he further talks about this on page A3. Senators say the wet year is no excuse to ignore the drier future. The Bureau of Reclamation on Tuesday issued a set of potential options to revise the current operation of the Colorado River system. So this system includes the upper basin states of Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Wyoming, and the lower basin states of Arizona, California, and Nevada. With and this water provides around 40 million people. So this is a really big topic. Always, you can see how low the water levels are in Lake Powell, which is a photo right here too. So this is a really important topic. You can read more about this on A3. And for your local and region news, we have a great article about the recycled woods enduring appeal. Building homes has turned into a business for Chris Meck and the vintage wood supply. He has gotten really creative with his approach, using different pieces of wood to create barn doors. So this is really cool and a nice feature for him on page A2. And as we were talking about in our first segment, the back bowls are closed today. The wet slides, warmer conditions create safety concerns. Avalanche conditions have been considerable in recent days, with numerous loose wet slides reported across the Gore Range in Eagle and Summit counties. A loose wet avalanche is defined by the Colorado Avalanche Information Center as a release of wet, consolidated snow or slush, which typically occurs within layers of wet snow near the surface of snowpack. And so this is definitely a safety concern, which is why a lot of those back bowls are going to be closed today. So if you are interested more about this, you can read page A5. And of course, you can find your friends, find your neighbors, see the beautiful views, and just staying in touch with your community by submitting your own photos on Instagram using hashtag VailLive, or make us aware of an event like an art show on Friday or a past event. You can congratulate people. You can email a photo and caption to towntalk@vaildaily.com. There's awesome information in here. There's sale information. There's 70% off at Tommy Bowers in Solaris. So a lot of spring sales going on. If you're looking for a job, that is in here for the summer. A lot of those winter season positions are closing. So nice time to pick up the paper and stay in the know. All right, now let's take a look at those roads. The commute was pretty easy, but as we're getting to the storm system this weekend, things can slow down, and we're always wary of the wet, the wet parts on the interstate that really slow things down. It's going to be a mixture of snow and rain, so we can expect those roads to be wet Friday and Saturday, but everything should be smooth sailing as we get to Sunday. I know I'm heading up to Denver tomorrow, so fingers crossed that everything goes smoothly, but we're kind of going against the grain. Everyone for the weekend will be coming up, especially for closing weekend at Beaver Creek. So if you are heading up here Friday, maybe Saturday morning, things will be a little bit slower based on that traffic. Lots of cars and only 2 lanes. And when you come from Denver, you have to climb 2 mountain passes. So that really does slow things down at Eisenhower Tunnel and then again at Vail Pass. And then on the flip side, heading back to the Front Range on Sunday, things will slow down too. Even by 11 a.m., you'll start to see a lot of those cars on the road. I think the traffic cams are being a little weird, but a great resource that you can use is the Colorado Trip Advisory. So this is cotrip.org, and you can see the travel cams, the travel alerts, and just some safety and tips on how to navigate our mountain roads. They can be a bit tricky, and as we're starting to see everything warm up, we are going to expect a lot more construction. There's definitely a decent amount of potholes from the trucks moving on the interstate, so there'll be some winter construction. Vail Pass has seen a bit of construction over the years too, so do anticipate that. Leave plenty of time, but after the storm system, it'll be a good time to get a car wash, but I would not suggest to do it today because things are going to get wet and messy on the roads. So that is a look at your weather. Let's bring things back outside and see how it feels. You can see down below, this is the Beaver Creek groomers. So we'll definitely see a lot of those groomed today, but you'll see that list is a lot shorter based on the recent closures. So let's bring things back outside.
All right, Meredith. Yes, hey, I'm hanging out by the children's ski school. This is their little elevator that brings them from where you register up to the snow level. Pretty fancy over here that they have elevators. When I taught kids ski school, we didn't have the elevators, we didn't have the gondola, and we didn't have that cute little restaurant called the Ranch up there. But Beaver Creek Ski School, legendary for giving the kids, the skills they need, the safety information, a lot of, rules and, the do's and don'ts of skiing are followed there, and a lot of fun is had. But you mentioned washing your car. My car is so dirty, but same thing. It's like every couple days it snows, so I'm not going to be able to get to do that coming up. But so we've got closing weekend going on right now. They're just getting the lifts rolling, just kind of doing the testing before they open at 8:30. A lot of corduroy out there, and it's going to be a great day for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just pulling up our YouTube page, and that is where you can chat in, say hello, say where you're watching from. If you have any questions, I know that we love chatting with you and hearing who's tuned in, but it's such a unique time, spring. I mean, so if you were skiing Beaver Creek or Vail, where would you start?
Okay, so I was skiing Beaver Creek today. I would start a little later. I would probably start around 9:30, 9:45. It hasn't gotten too cold overnight, so it's not really that hard coral reef freeze, but I would just let the sun warm things up a little bit, and then I would do eastern facing slopes first. So I would do for sure like a couple Rose Bowl laps, and then maybe come down the front side, maybe some Latigo, 1876 Bear Trap. And then I would go maybe on Red Tail in the afternoon because that would be western facing. And then I think I would end my day going way up to the top and do a little bit of Red Buffalo Park, Mystic Island, some of those off of Chair 5, which is the Red Buffalo Express, and Cinch Express, Chair 8, because I think by the afternoon, the higher you go, the more, that the snow is going to be less sticky. And then I'll probably download at the end of the day and just make an easy entrance right off the gondola car, and by 3 o'clock to get my chocolate chip cookie.
Definitely, yes. And there's still a lot happening after the slopes end. So we'll see those chairs close around 4 p.m. And if
Yeah.
you are on a deck, they are going to come chase you away too. So you got to get off the mountain. But all the restaurants are still open and lots of live music happening. There's a really cool show at Shakedown happening this weekend too. So lots of fun music opportunities.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Meredith, I was just reading up about Nick Parr and the Selfless Lovers. They are going to be the band taking the stage at Shakedown on Friday. Doors open at 9. Music starts at 10. And okay, you got to learn a little bit more about Nick Parr. He is high energy, and he plays the keyboard. He plays the saxophone. He leads the band. He was like a marketing major, so he uses his marketing skills to basically get the word out about them. They've been touring all over. He's a Southern Texan native. They've been going all over. They're going to be in Colorado, a little bit of Front Range, I think, Fort Collins, and then up here in Vail, and then back down in Denver before they head back down south. But you should see like his pictures, like he's all sweaty and high energy because like he pours every ounce and calorie that he can produce into his shows. Sometimes he's playing the saxophone and the piano at the same time. So I think if you're looking for something to do on Friday night, you're not going to be disappointed. They have some originals, they have some cover tunes that they're playing as well. And I mean, just go to their Instagram and you'll be like, hey, I want to party with these guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and Shakedown's always a really great place for the live music. It's that small little dive bar that has just a great stage and acoustics. So live music there. Also at Bridge Street Bar, it's kind of a half a club, half a that same vibe of just live music.
Lounge.
Little
Yeah.
lounge. Yeah. So that's also a nice place to catch music. And then, of course, Red Lion. You're always going to see an opera singer singing after the slopes there. And then we have some cool music happening at Chasing Rabbits, some jazz music, Jazz at the Moon, and that's happening later tonight. And so this is going to
Yeah.
be from 8 to 11. There will be a cover at the door, but if you're into like the fancy jazz lounge, this is the place.
Well, you know what? And I heard it was Amy Biondo, and actually they said, okay, it's 21 and over, of course,
Hmm.
but no ticket required. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's still a cover, but not like a ticket you have to purchase in advance or anything. So I think you can just show up. We were just there last night. I was at a Women's Impact Network little meeting, which helps raise money for scholarships for high school students. That was from 5 to 7, so we kind of had the whole place to ourselves. But that's such a neat venue. The whole Chasing Rabbits, the brand new nightclub with the different rooms and the restaurant and everything. So if you have a chance to check it out, I know they do bingo nights, they've done comedy nights, but the jazz, this is going to be a great setting and something that's different for Vail.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you're there, you feel like you're in New York or LA because those designers did design the best clubs in those major cities too. So it is swanky, especially for a ski town like Vail, Colorado, and there's so much square footage space. I mean, it used to be a movie theater. So lots of different opportunities to take advantage of. On Sundays, they always do bring in a house DJ, Lando. He's kind of the resident DJ, and if you're into house music, you can catch that on a weekly basis. And normally on Friday and Saturdays, they'll have a DJ there too, which we always run to any chance we have a DJ. So that's going to be really cool. And then one other thing too to keep in mind for tomorrow, if you're looking for something to do after the slopes close, is the art walk down an Eagle. And maybe you are living closer down valley. This is a really cool opportunity that only happens on the second Friday of the month down in the historic downtown Eagle. And this is a cool opportunity to support local artists and local vendors, a cool place to just get some shopping done, some live music, and hey, maybe some cool art by local artisans.
Oh yeah, you know what? And they're going to be kind of spreading all the art out between the different businesses on Broadway and just off Broadway as well. So you know that the art space, gallery, and workshop, they're going to be focusing on different local artists. Rome Restaurant is going to be doing too, and then the Vail Valley Art Guild, they're going to be showcasing some of their artists that are part of their guild. So it really is fun Friday night activity, 5 to 8. You can go down to historic, down to Broadway. You know, they block off the streets. You just park kind of a couple blocks away, walk and maybe have some dinner. And it really is a cool thing. I think Leah, our producer, is taking her sister to that, who's visiting from out of town.
Fun. Yeah, I just love all the different Eagle events for that community down there, so they don't always have to come up to Vail or Beaver Creek. But like we said, the golf is opening, Gypsum Creek is open, so the temperatures are a lot warmer down in Eagle and Gypsum, so it's going to feel a lot more like summer. So maybe that's your vibe and you're calling for Friday night. But there's still a lot happening. There's lots of cool things, including books, some book fairs. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to chat about what we can expect at the Villar Center and what we can hope for before Beaver Creek closes for the season. So lots more. We're going to take a quick break, but stay with us.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery stands for providing the highest quality of care to our unique patient population here in the mountains.
I think that what makes us unique is that we really are practicing groundbreaking techniques, yet, we practice it in a small town environment. Our patients are our neighbors and our kids go to school with their kids.
I think every one of our docs treat their patients like their family. Our goal is to keep you active, doing the things you want to do, and we'll map out a road to success to get you there.
Join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and watch Vail Valley Latino. Our goal is to elevate the voices of the Latino community in the Eagle River Valley and provide a platform to speak with local businesses, organizations, entrepreneurs, creatives, and much more. Find the show on Facebook, YouTube, and Outside Television Channel 17. We are Vail Valley Latino.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery, keeping you active.
We're starting things out pretty warm today on the valley floor and at the peaks of the mountain, but everything will start to become cloudy and a little overcast as we're starting to see a spring system head our way. Currently, it's about 38 degrees on the valley floor, a few degrees colder on the peaks of the mountain, about 32. Today we'll see a high of 56, so those temperatures still around the 50s, low of 34. But everything will start to cool tomorrow. It'll be cloudy with rain and snow and only about 40 degrees and a low of 23. And then as we get to Saturday, it'll be our coldest temperatures of the week, about a high of 38, low of 18. And we'll have snow showers early on Saturday and then peaks of sunshine later on in the day. And then as we get to Sunday, the sun will be back, temperatures back up in the 50s, but we are seeing those low temperatures of about 10 degrees on Sunday. So big difference for those temperatures. And then as we get to Monday, those temperatures raise back up. 57 as our high, 23 as our low, and it'll be generally sunny despite a few afternoon clouds. So the major things we can expect is Friday, tomorrow, as that cloud system comes in. And then on Saturday, we could expect to see 8 inches from this storm. 4 on Friday, 4 on Saturday at both Vail and Beaver Creek. So we'll have to wait and see. We never really know, but these are the predictions currently. No new snow in the last 24 hours. And looking at our season total for snow, we have about 337 inches of total snowfall. Our average is about 350. So maybe we'll get there, maybe not, but that is a look at your weather. Thank you to the Vail Summit in Orthopedics and Neurosurgery for bringing you the weather report. We're going to talk about what we can expect to see up in Beaver Creek. We'll bring Trisha in for this. We have a great show tomorrow, the Wood Brothers. Unfortunately, though, it is sold out. So maybe you can get on the wait list, or the last minute opportunities of someone selling their ticket. That's the only opportunity you're going to have. But I know they're a really fun time.
Yeah. You know what? I saw this yesterday. I was like promoting it, and I'm like, oh wait, it's sold out. So yeah, you can always call and get on a wait list. You never know, or you can even just check some of the social media sites. Their site, as well as Eagle County Classified sometimes will advertise this. So maybe you can find someone that has tickets they want to give up. But then this pretty much wraps it up, Meredith, for the season. But we've got a big summer to look forward to, and they just announced Lyle Lovett and his large band. That'll be the first show to kick off the season on June 29th. And Lyle Lovett has played in the Valley, quite a few times throughout the last 25 years that the Flar's been around. And I saw him with Robert Earl Keen. They both just played an acoustic show together, just sitting there on the stage talking about old stories of growing up and playing in Texas and everything. But when he brings out the large band, it's going to be a big treat. So once again, that is going to be on the 29th of June. That'll be a Thursday night, kind of get your weekend started at 7 p.m. And you can get tickets right there. And, the ticket price is a little bit more, but, this is Lyle Lovett. You're not driving to Denver to see this. You're seeing this in your own backyard. And so that should be a great show. And then another show I'm excited about is Toad the Red Sprocket. This reminds me of the days when I was living in Lake Tahoe, and, isn't it funny how just music brings back memories of like where you were when that music was first coming out. So I think this would be a really fun show to see. That's the very next night, Friday, June 30th. And then we got the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band coming July 15th. We've got an evening with David Sedaris on July 19th. July 20th, Pink Martini is coming back. And that's going to be featuring China Forbes, a really fun band, kind of big band sound, filling the stage. And then Jeff Tweedy, this was also one that was just announced in the last couple of weeks. That'll be on July 22nd. And then if you love the Beatles, we've got that for you, a tribute to the Beatles with Rain. So that takes us through June and July. And then, of course, we'll have, chamber music on Tuesdays with Bravo, and the Vail Dance Festival will have some of their performances there. It's just such a wonderful jam. And can you believe it? 25 years ago, before that, this was a big hole in the ground. And they decided, hey, we're going to put a world class theater underneath the ice rink. And it's worked out fabulously.
Oh, absolutely. And there's also plenty of opportunities for free music up top of the Villar, right there on the ice skating rink. So there's of course, our one of our favorite events, the Blues Brews and Barbecue, that really kicks off the summer. You'll definitely be hearing blues music, and that is not always a ticket required. So that's going to be a really fun event, May 26th to 28th, and that really does kick off a lot of those vibes. And then we'll see the Beaver Creek Unplugged. This is on Thursdays, and the lineup has been announced with lots of great bands. One that's sticking out to me, the Broken Arrow, music by Neil Young. We have the North Mississippi All-Stars. We have the Face a cappella band, which is always really unique to see some a cappella music. So this is always really great to see some free live music on Thursdays to really soak in the summer vibes. But lots of summer announcements, whether it's the 4th of July or the Oktoberfest. So this is the official summer lineup for Beaver Creek. So we are looking forward to closing weekend of Beaver Creek, but lots to even look forward past that.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I'm glad that they're bringing something on Thursdays. You know, I still miss the rodeo. I really miss that Thursday night rodeo. So this is kind of a placeholder. It's not quite the same. Maybe you can wear your cowboy boots. Some of those bands might have a little western swing to them. But North Mississippi All Stars, another wonderful band that's been coming here for years. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to come up on Thursdays and enjoy live music. And yeah, I'm excited for their lineup for the Independence Day. I think the Fabulous Thunderbirds are headlining that. So that should be a lot of fun. Can you believe it? We're already talking about 4th of July.
I know, it's crazy, but there is still a lot happening this week and in the future of April. Some things to look forward to is at the Bookworm. They're doing some collaborations with the Walking Mountains Center. And so this is happening tomorrow. And this is going to be at 6 o'clock, and you can join Katie Garassi from the Walking Mountain Center. And this is just to really create an hour of collaboration, imagination, and creation, and an opportunity to buy some books and support the Bookworm. So this is all happening tomorrow, and 20% of the proceeds will go to the Walking Mountain Science Center. They're always involved in the community. And if you are looking to get inspiration with your summer reading or an opportunity to collaborate and talk with some artists, there's a really cool event happening at the end of April, on April 30th, at the Weston Riverfront Resort and Spa, called Books in Bloom. And this is where they're having some really renowned authors come. And these authors are on the New York best-selling lists. We have Karen Abbott, Mulaney Benjamin, and Carter Wilson, and they're talking about their books. And this is a great time to get inspired with reading. Maybe you have a vacation coming up and you're looking for that summer read. So this is a really cool opportunity to chat with some authors, and this is with the Vail Public Library. And so they're really looking forward to this event at the end of the month.
Yeah, and I think it's actually the Eagle Valley Library District who's putting this on. And Books in Bloom, it really is a neat event that it really gets you inspired. And I've attended these events before; they're well attended. It's exciting to meet others that are as interested in the books as you are. So this is a really cool event. And you know what? We're always kind of looking for those off-season events and those little gems of things to do when we aren't as busy and have the slopes open. So put this on your calendar because I think this will be a lot of fun.
Definitely. And what goes well with books and reading is coffee. We have a great interview that you did with Yeti's Grind, and we're talking with Ellen Miller, and she is very inspirational.
Well, and I want to talk really quick about Ellen Miller because, she's one of the Vail Valley Trails, the hiking ambassador. So a lot of times she'll be at the base of some of the more popular trails, just giving people information and advice and directions and everything. And here you have no idea you're talking to this woman who has climbed Everest a couple of times. But I just want to remind people that April 15th, which is this Saturday, that's when a lot of our trails, especially down valley, open up for the season. But you have to remember that muddy trails are still closed trails. So, the Trail Alliance and Walking Mountains and all the other hiking organizations around here really want you to respect those trail rules. And even though the sign may say open as of April 15th, if it's a muddy trail, please don't mountain bike on it yet, and please don't hike on it yet. So that's just my little plug for the hiking community out there.
Absolutely. It's best to go west for now as things are drier down there and it's a whole different scenery and it's a little bit warmer temperatures. And then as we get to early summer, those trails up here in the higher elevation will be even better. So Ellen Miller is full of information and stories. So let's learn more.
Here we are at Yeti's Grind in Edwards. It's time for Legends and Locals, and we wanted to introduce you to Ellen Miller, who's been in the Vail Valley for about 3 decades, but she has reached heights all over the world. Ellen, you've climbed Everest a couple of times from different directions. You've also climbed some of the biggest peaks, Aconcagua, Denali, and you even skied down one big descent in China. Where was this?
Mustagata.
Mustagata. I thought I'd let her say that one.
Very blessed.
I didn't know how to pronounce that one. But I mean, you've climbed so many different places around the world, but you call Vail home.
Yes.
What made you move to Vail?
You know, I came back in 1990 when Crossroads Shopping Center was there. And I came up to manage a little natural food store that was in Crossroads. It was called Alfalfa's Market. Yeah. So that's what originally brought me to Vail.
Where the other Yeti's Grind is.
Yes, absolutely.
By the way,
absolutely.
What are you drinking?
I'm having
Cheers.
mocha because I like to combine all kinds of great things like chocolate and coffee.
I'm having the Little Bear tea, which is pretty delicious. All right, but back to business. So you came to Vail, but you were still pursuing all these different endeavors. How do you train for Everest?
You know, the great thing about living in Vail is training was so easy to access before work, after work, in the middle of the night. I was so lucky to always, and I still work basically at the base of Vail Mountain. So I have I have 3,000 feet right there, vertical to train on, whether in the summer or in the winter on snow. And then I've been fortunate that I met other Vail locals that got me into all kinds of exciting things like adventure racing and things like that.
Oh yeah, I know. Do you remember the Eco Challenge, everyone? She was on the team with our other locals. Which team was that with? Mike Closer?
I was with Closer, Andre Bozell, Billy Madison.
Oh, yeah.
That old group.
Dream team. Perfect.
We had fun. Those were fun days.
And when you were on Everest, were you ever scared?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, even if you're not scared at the moment of the height, you're scared. Am I frostbiting my toes? Are my hands okay?
What I think is so interesting is you retired from all the adventure racing, the big, huge climbs, but your heart is still on the trail.
It is. I still like to do little local races, and I'll always be a mountain climber. But as I've gotten older, I'm almost 64, I've kind of taken those experiences and tried to think about how I can give back to the community that has supported me for so long, and I spend a lot of time now volunteering out on the trails for the town of Vail, for the Vail Valley Mountain Trails Alliance, and for the Eagle Summit Wilderness Alliance.
Okay, and the Vail Valley Mountain Trails Alliance, they give you an award. You were the 2021 Volunteer of the Year. You also won the Colorado Sportswoman of the Year back in 2002. Lots of accolades, but she's so humble. She's, you know what, when you meet her on the trail and she's like, oh, do you need some assistance? Do you have any questions? You have no idea that you're talking to a woman that's climbed Everest a couple of times. But what do you love most about interacting with the public and kind of just propelling the sport of hiking forward?
Well, I love giving back to my community by volunteering, and I love interacting with the public at the trailheads by educating them. On, you know, when the pandemic came, Tricia, our trails were inundated, and a lot of folks that maybe didn't know about trail etiquette or wildlife policy, or, you know, picking up trash or navigation or things like that, they were new to the trails. So it's fun to stand out there and to be able to educate them about our, for example, our 5 wilderness trailheads there in East Vail. They are gems, you know. Or being a, you know, trail host for the town of Vail and welcoming people to Vail, making sure they had what they needed for their hike. And then for the the Vail Valley Trail Alliance, I stand at the seasonal wildlife closure gates and I tell people about the importance of not going into those closed areas because they're basically maternity wards for deer and elk.
You know, keep them in a safe environment. They were here first.
That's right. That's right. We're here in their home. So.
No, when you were younger, did you ever think you'd be doing this? Like, what advice would you give your younger self?
I grew up in a family, we were outdoorsy, and my parents were always involved in their communities. So I think the advice to give, you know, that I would continue to give myself now is just one foot in front of the other. I mean, that's what got me up big mountains in the world, and it's how I proceeded to age. You know, I feel so blessed that I can age here in the Vail Valley. It's such a healthy lifestyle. It's just keep moving forward.
Okay, keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other. That's the advice from Ellen Miller. Well, Ellen, thank you so much. Let's drink our hot drinks before they get cold.
We believe in the power of a live performance. We believe in making memories together. Join us as we celebrate 25 years of making moments that last a lifetime. Bringing concerts, comedy, Broadway, classical, dance, and family entertainment in the heart of the Rocky Mountains in Beaver Creek Village. View the full lineup and get tickets today at villarpack.org.
Welcome to Nap Harvest. We are showcasing healthy habits, and you can start right here feeding your family healthy organic vegetables and fruits that are seasonal and local. They're all the way from Arizona with our wonderful, beautiful citrus fruits that we sneak across the border for. But don't forget our nap mushrooms, grown at 9,000 feet. Mushrooms are chock full of benefits for you. And then also the microgreens, also chock full of vitamins. Come see us at Nap Harvest in Eagle Ranch on Sylvan Lake Road next to Color Coffee. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 4.
Let's look at your weather for the last time today. It's starting out pretty warm. It's about 38 degrees right now, which is going to feel even warmer in the sun. I'm looking at the skies and they're completely blue right now, but we are going to start to see those clouds around noon come on in, and then around 3 p.m. it's going to be completely overcast, and we'll start to see that moisture late in the hours, around 3 a.m. this evening, and it'll be snow then because of cold temperatures, and then we'll have a mix of rain and snow tomorrow. And so tomorrow those temperatures are definitely a little bit cooler, and we can expect to see maybe even 4 inches of accumulation. And so that'll be about an 80% chance. Low winds though, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And hopefully, we'll get a few inches of snow. It'll be definitely a mix of rain and snow. And then on Saturday, snow showers before noon. And then it'll become partly cloudy later in the day, about 10 to 15 miles per wind, and chance of snow of 50% tomorrow, and or for Saturday. And then on Sunday, the snow will come back. It'll be mainly sunny skies, about 49 degrees. And that UV index is about up to 7 out of 10. So make sure you're wearing that sunscreen, and the sun will stay for next week. And it should be some lovely weather for closing weekend of Vail. So we're expecting to see closing weekend of Beaver Creek this weekend and closing weekend of Vail next weekend. Hard to believe we're at that time of year, but hey, we're here for the warmer temperatures and getting excited for summer. So let's bring Trisha back in and just chat about, okay, so I heard you earlier in the show that you lived at Lake Tahoe, and I'm actually going to Lake Tahoe this weekend. So what's your advice?
Oh, I'm so excited that you get to go there. It is just such a beautiful, beautiful place. Now, where are you going to ski? Because I know that our Epic Pass is good at some of those resorts. So what areas are you going to go to?
Yeah, well, there's so many mountains in that area. So we have a friend that's got a place up a little bit closer to Truckee, so a little bit more north. So we're definitely going to do Squaw, because that's right outside of our front door. But what mountains would you suggest? Because we have options.
Well, you know what? Yeah, and Squaw is now called Palisade Tahoe. They did change the name. And but also by Truckee, North Star. And that is good on the Epic Pass. And then if you take a day trip, and it's not very far, the whole lake, it's about 72 miles around. So you would go from Truckee to the north, go to the Nevada side, and then go down to State Line where the casinos are. And right there is where Heavenly is. That's where I worked. I taught kids ski school there when I just got out of college. And what's really cool is Heavenly splits the California-Nevada line. So I think there's like a little slot machine at the base of the Nevada line. But Mott's Canyon, Gun Barrel, some classic runs at Heavenly. And then just south, kind of off of the lake, is Kirkwood. And that's kind of where a lot of the locals would go, and a lot of steeps and everything. So if you have a couple of days, and if you can do some different trips, it's nice to just try to hit as many as you can. I think there's about 9 in that whole basin area. But the most famous ones, of course, Squaw Valley is where the 1960 Olympics were held. Once again, they're now called Palisade Tahoe. North Star, just right out of Truckee. North Star kind of reminds me a lot of Beaver Creek. Just the architecture, the family feel, kind of a Beaver Creek or Keystone combination is the feel that I get when I'm there.
It's just so cool that we have the Epic Pass and we can travel on it. This is my first time I'm flying with my skis. I mean, I grew up here, so we really didn't have to go travel, but I'm excited to get a little bit adventurous and take a trip. And there's a lot of different resorts on the Epic Pass. And this is also a good opportunity to inform people that you have 3 more days to buy next year's Epic Pass. And it's a good reason to do right now because you get 10 buddy passes. So those buddy passes are really great for your family and friends who come in, and you can get them a pretty large discount. So those are on sale, and the prices won't go up on the next time, but you won't have the opportunity for those buddy passes. So 3 more days to do so.
I think, so the Epic Pass, it'll still be available. You'll be able to buy it all the way through the fall. You just start losing perks. So like if the highest amount of buddy passes, that's what you get right now. So if you know you're gonna have a lot of friends or family coming in, it's good just to get those. And then the prices start to increase later on in the season, the summer, and then pretty soon you buy the pass and you don't get any buddy passes. I think that's what my husband did. He bought it way late, and he's like, what? I don't get any buddy passes? So just kind of read the fine print at epicpass.com and find the right pass that's for you.
Definitely. Well, those conditions are looking really nice to start the day. Beautiful skies, and it'll be kind of the last bluebird conditions until we get to Sunday. So good time to relish in that weather.
I know. You know what? I just thought I'll show you guys the corduroy. We got plenty of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just talking to one of the employees, and he said, "Yep, it's getting pretty soft even up on top." So I think kind of between 10 and 2 is when I would go up there today and download at
Definitely.
the end of the day if it gets a little too slushy.
Yes. And I wanted to do a shout out because I was brought aware of this yesterday. So the antique shop in Minturn, Accents. I don't know if you heard this, but they are actually being forced to close down and sell. And they've been there for so long. So they have 20 days to get out. So they're selling everything at like 50 to 70%. So if you are into antiques, now is the time, and they could use your support. I think that this was not a choice that they wanted to, but that's just how it goes here in the Valley. You know, some buildings sell, and it's bittersweet. I mean, it's a good time to go buy some antiques with a sale, but
Yeah.
can you believe it's closing? I mean, they've been there for over
Wow.
20 years.
Oh yeah, that's an iconic location in Minturn. Yeah. So yeah, make an afternoon, go over to Minturn, maybe
Yeah.
this afternoon ski till about 2, and then pop on over there. You could stop into some of the great restaurants. Holy Toledo, I love shopping at the consignment store. But no, thanks for letting me know about that. Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I was brought aware of it too. So that's one thing. And then another thing I wanted to do was shout out my friends Jack and Haley. They're here in town. They're locals here, but they moved to Hawaii and they're here just to do a little bit of spring skiing. We're gonna get some breakfast at the West Side Cafe, which is one of my favorite places for breakfast. I mean, their lunch and dinner is good too, but just wanted to give a little quick shout out. And then we also have some chat coming in by James Stewart. Definitely looking forward to all the fun events this summer. It's going to be awesome summer. I mean, it's the saying goes, you come for the winter and you stay for the summer.
You definitely do. And you know what? I want to give a shout out to Tom and Jane D. Benedetto. They had chimed in yesterday, but I didn't have a chance to say hi. So if they're watching today, we'd love to say hello to our viewers. And I wonder, Tom and Jane, if you're getting ready to do your dance competitions. I think those happen in the spring as well. And speaking of breakfast, Meredith, I might treat myself to a little Vail Mountain coffee and tea, little chai tea latte right over there. It's Thursday. Why not celebrate our last day of sunshine, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. The hype is in the air. Everyone's going to be heading to Beaver Creek this weekend to do some celebrations, do the picnic, and just take in the last bits of winter. So we'll see you up at Beaver Creek. I won't be there. I'm sad to miss it, but I'm looking forward to my last little ski trip. I'll do some documenting and can't wait to share with you guys. But we'll be back here tomorrow. I believe it's Heather and I tomorrow on the show. Or is it you and I? I can't remember.
Oh, I think it's me. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see
We'll
what's
see.
going on. Yeah.
We'll see. But I'll be out in the
It'll be a
fields.
surprise.
It'll be a surprise, but no surprise. We'll be here live, 7:30, same time, same place. You can catch us on YouTube or Facebook. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get the alerts, know when we go live. You also might be watching on Outside TV, Channel 17. We appreciate starting the day with you, and have a great Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow for more Vail Valley Live.